Welcome back, everyone. We're here on day 7 in Tallinn, Estonia for the EPBF Predator European Championships. We're in the teams matches now for the last match of the day. This is losers qualification round, and they're battling through to try to get down to that final stage, which will be played on Tuesday next week. We have the Czech Republic against Estonia, the local team favourite, and we have 3 matches in store all at the same time. We have an 8-ball match, 9-ball match, a 10-ball match. We're concentrating on this 9-ball match on table 1, which is Roman Hibler from Czech Republic against GNADEBERG from Estonia. Over on table 2, we have Peter Urban, and he's taking on Mark Maggi from Estonia. And then finally on table 3, we have David Zalman versus Dennis Graber in the 8-ball. They're playing race to 8. My name's Graham Hickman, and I'm here with Gethin Davies, and we'll be talking you through this exciting 9-ball game. Gethin, should be fun. 9-ball on the table.
Absolutely, Graham, and good evening. I've just been looking at the path that these guys have taken to the losers round, and these home favourites will not be looking to go out at this stage. And this is my first look at Carl GNADEBERG, and he looks a young lad. Let's see how he fares.
Yeah, he's a very solid player. Definitely upcoming. No fear. Very dangerous. The Estonian team have got a very good team, and you were just talking about their route. They beat Serbia in the first early rounds, and they lost to Team Netherlands. Now they're in the losers qualifications match. Czech Republic, they didn't play the first round, but then they lost to Norway. So this is last chance saloon for Team Czech Republic and Team Estonia. He's trying to play safe here, but he hasn't got it.
No, he hasn't. And I don't think he expected the 2-ball to come over as far. And with the 3-ball there, that makes this shot a little bit easier for him. But he might want to be careful if he does kick the 3. Depends what you define as careful, Graham.
Well, I think it was hard to control it, so he tried to he couldn't really get across the table, so he had to play into the 3. I think he tried for a little bit of fortune to bring it back across the table. It's not terrible, you can definitely see it. I think you can even pot it, so a bit of a tester straight off the bat for Roman here. Yeah, he had to come all the way back down the table. He scratched maybe. Ooh, how's he look? I think he'll take this.
I think he will indeed.
I think he's left a gap, judging by the face of Carl, so might have an edge if he can get the far right edge. He does have a very thin snick on the 3, and then put the 3 on the short reel and bring the cue ball down the bottom of the table if he can get it. Oh, he can even pot it. Wow. What a gap he's left there. That was quite incredible.
Oh, he would be very unfortunate if he's not left the cut on this 5. That was a very brave pot at this early stage of the match.
I think he has left it, Kev. He couldn't get it. But he could have got a bit more of that, but he decided for the safety. He hasn't played it that well.
Early match jitters. It's understandable, and also being the last match of the day here at the Kalevi Hall, these guys could be a little fatigued. And the one thing that I did notice, and I don't know if you picked up on it, Graham, but while we were waiting for the lag to start and the introductions to the team event had completed, there was a great cheer and clapping, and it's as if the feeling that we got from the team event yesterday has come straight through to today, and the spirits are good. I like this. It really can allow some people just to get rid of their nerves a bit quicker than normal.
Yeah, it was nice. Nice for the Estonian home team to be welcomed in a very encouraging way. I wouldn't expect nothing less. I think what I did notice though at the beginning, the Estonia team came in just a little, I'm not going to say late, but they came right at the start of the match. And I don't think any of them had a practice rack. They just went straight down and lagged. Well, they definitely did on this table. Could be because of the time maybe. But he can get through this gap again. Might even be able to pot it, you know. Come down the left side behind it, behind the 6.
This will be the second time he's threaded the eye of a needle with this cue ball.
Wow, he can get it as well. Roman will be thinking, what is going on?
He will indeed.
But he's hooked again, so 2 good pots, but no reward for both of them.
You probably think Carl's thinking he can't buy a position right now. He's made 2 absolutely fantastic pots. He's got a good 6 there. Oh, has he?
Well, this is a test for Roman. I do see a shot getting, but it's very, very twitchy. You'd have to play the 6 kind of dead weight. Maybe just flick off the 7 ever so slightly to have a hold the cue ball a little bit more up table. It would require a delicate shot. Risky.
Is there a chance he covers it with the 7 if he were to not make it? Well, he's hit it a bit harder, and look at the 7 there, Graham. Oh.
Yeah, it's actually a good shot there. It was good knowledge from Roman. He knew he probably didn't want to play the dead weight shot, so he went for a little bit more pace, but it was well judged. Still needs another shot here, but very good shot that indeed. It was a tricky 6.
And I think as the opportunities have come so far, he really needed something just to let him know something's going to go his way, and he's left himself a little bit to do. He probably won't mind this, but never nice when you're moving balls. But he should make light work of this, and this is the start he would have wanted. And after Carl made them 2 great pots, he'll be sick as a pig sat in the chair there. And he did that indeed, Graham.
Yeah, nicely done. And it's a little bit of a taster of what's to come, seeing a bit of 9-ball early. We don't start the 9-ball until a couple of days' time. So this is like a little bit of an early preview, sorry, Gethin, of a bit of 9-ball. Nice for the players to get a game in early.
It's a really good point, which I didn't pick up on actually. This is the first game of 9-ball we've got to commentate, or certainly I have, of the tournament. And I am not completely familiar, but I would make the assumption the box in the kitchen comes into play for the break box. Am I correct, or have I misunderstood? Oh, he's come. Yeah.
No, they can just break. It's fine. And
Anyway.
it's a 3-point rule, so they do need to make points. 1 ball pocketed does equal a point, and balls have to go past the breaking line where he's breaking from now.
Oh, which he did. However, sadly, he's scratched, and Carl will be jumping out of his seat at the chance to bring this back to 1-1. Alternate break, and these guys are on the shot clock, which they are allowed to take 1 extension per rack per player. So just something to be aware of if they start getting into a difficult situation and take their time.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see much of that in 9-ball, to be honest. Only if it's if the balls are very, very... Oh, he's got a little bit excited there. His arm, yeah, he's just relaxing himself. He did want to come that far. He might have to maybe go 2 rails here, I guess, and I don't know if he can dead weight this in. Yeah, good shot though. Needs a little bit more pace on it.
Yeah, he does a little bit short.
be a safety. Or he could go for a bank in the top left corner and stun the rail over behind the 5 and come around. Or he could just play a good safety. It's a bit risky to cut this in. Not sure what's going to happen with the 5 ball. Does have a good safety option. He's went for it. A little flick on the 5, that might help him, you know. That worked out incredibly well. That little flick just opened the 5 up a little bit more. Good pot, that. Nice little rub on the 5.
Really good signs from Carl. Made some excellent pots. A little bit brave there. But his bravery will reward him by the looks of it, and he's managed to, even though he took a chunk of the 6, still get far enough. Oh, he's off.
Yeah, he was a bit fortunate there. Didn't get into the 5 as much as he thought. It was a little bit of a thinner 5 pot. I'm not sure where he's run off to. Maybe an extension or something for his cue. The shot clock will not stop though.
No, absolutely, and I hope he didn't leave it in his car. Being a local lad, he may have driven to the venue.
Yeah. Probably use his extension. I haven't heard any call on the shot clock so far. Oh, he's missed that. He's miscued it. Goodness me.
He has.
Put the wrong extension on, Gethin. Put the wrong extension on. Needed the one with the pot option.
Oh. And he was doing rather well there, and Roman is facing what he will go for this bank shot, I think, Graham, and ooh, I don't know if that would have been the way I would have come, but each to their own.
Yeah, perfect. Just play a little stop shot here on the 7. Nice angle on the 8. It's worked out very, very nice. Yeah, nicely done. One cushion. Long reel down to the 9, and yeah, I think he's a little bit unsettled at the moment. He's bumping into balls and not controlling the cue ball as he would normally. So a good chance for Roman to get a little bit of a lead in this match early on.
Yeah, and maybe you cannily pointing out that the Estonian team turned up quite late tonight with not getting much table time. Maybe that's showing a little bit, because I think when Carl bit that ball back a little bit to run out of shape, I think that might be something to do with it, because Roman doesn't seem to be having the same problem. So Carl on his break now will need to start making some moves.
Yeah, it'd be good to get a good break here and try and get something to settle him down. He's a little bit unsettled at the moment, that's for sure. We've got a nice bump on the 1 ball to get that in the top. There's a thin snick on the 2 as well, so with the 3 up the table, not terrible position. It's a very thin 2 though. It will all be about the pace if he wants to go aggressive and try to stay somewhere. Hey, I wonder if he has a 4 reel shot here. Cut this 2 ball in, Gethin, and go on the short reel and the long reel around the 6, and then come up beside the 9 and the 3.
That's a good shout, and there's a lot of room to overhit that.
Yeah, he's got a little space where he's aiming there with his cue, but he could even get the cue ball very similar. Oh, he's going to play safe. Maybe he's coming inside rather than the other way. This is a thin one. Oh, another good shot. This is going to bounce nicely. No, a bit short. I thought it might have had a little bit more pace there.
Still very good signs, Graham, with his eyes on the long pots, especially the thin cut long pots.
Yeah, it's these young eyes, Gethin. I say the shot's much better than the older guys, I guess, potentially, but Hey, look, he's a good player. He's won medals in juniors as well, so he's definitely a top player. But he does have a challenge with Roman, very experienced player, also has medals himself. Needs to get past it. Bumping balls again and another nice rub. Didn't play that, but he will take it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he was looking to come around the back of it, but just seemed to get a lot of action off the first cushion. And has settled for the longer 6. A little bit straight, but he's got something.
That was the 8 ball in his way. That's a bit of a careless shot. He could have probably stunned that over, to be honest. He had a little bit of angle. Might have been safer option just to go below the 7 and play it in the top left pocket rather than flirt with danger.
Yeah, indeed, and that was something we saw Roman do just now, to great reward. So he's found himself in another position where he's having to get out of a safety he's put himself in, so he gives the reins over to Roman. You see a big puff of the cheeks from Carl. He's shaking his head a little. I think some things have been a bit unfortunate, some self-inflicted, so pretty much a normal day at the office for me.
Yeah, obviously be a little bit annoyed. He has had a chance in pretty much every frame. He hasn't been able to capitalise it, so Roman will be more than happy to pick up the pieces. Take a 3-0 lead here, which is just the start that the team Czech Republic was hoping for, and while he's looking to put that 9 to go 3-0 in front, his teammates are also doing a good job. With Peter Urban, he's 2-0 up in the 10 ball against Mark Maggi, and so that's given them a bit of a comfort there. And Dennis Graeber is 2-1 up against David Salmon, so it's still very early, obviously still very long way to go in these games, but teams are playing to a race to 2.
Yeah, it's
3 matches old.
Fast and furious. And just to give you an idea who these guys are looking to pitch a next match against, already in the last 16 we have Poland, Slovenia, Portugal, Germany, Netherlands, Austria, Bulgaria and Spain. And I will say off the back of that, Bulgaria and Spain have had some great players coming through in some of the disciplines here. It'll be interesting to see how they get on. But I think we have a look at Team Estonia would be looking to represent the home venue and take it against the Czech Republic here, but Roman appears to have different ideas.
Yeah, lots of good teams. Lots of experienced teams, powerful teams. This is always a very interesting event. It's nice for the guys to, and the girls, to all play together, even though it's a very individual pool and quite often they come here to beat each other. But it's always nice to have a little bit of a team feel as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And these guys will meet each other undoubtedly in other tournaments, and especially the Predator Euro Tours and the European Championships like we have here today. And it's just good when you have a team event. It generates a little bit of banter, and as I was mentioning with the introductions, there was a nice cheer, a lot of high fives between them all, and it's nice to break down that boundary, and will make for better events into the future. And I really find that these guys and gals are such nice people off the table that it becomes more enjoyable at the tournaments.
Yeah, there's a lot of friends, a lot of people know each other. They've competed for many years. It's great. We went for that, I think. How's your look, though?
Indeed. But you also, when you mentioned that, Graham, as much as they are friends, when it comes to table talk and on the tables, they mean business. The gloves do come off.
Yeah, Yeah, of course. I wouldn't expect anything less. But that's the nature of the game. So Carl's trying to get a good safety here. He could go behind the 8 ball and bring the 1 up the table, but he's going thin. No, he's playing the 8. I thought he would. Has he left a gap though? He has, and he's left a pot, you know. It's his turn to leave a gap this time, and a bit of a tester for Roman, but the 2 ball is sitting quite nice over the centre. So all he's got to do is focus on this 1. It's a very tough shot, of course. But he should get natural shape.
Yeah, the ball quite close to the cushion here, so needs to be accurate. Oh,
he's cued that very well. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, he made that look a lot easier than it was, and more importantly, he's come down lovely for the 2 ball. Yeah.
Nice angle here. I was just saying, yeah, it's a nice angle. Gethin in the 5 goes past the 8, so he'd be looking to bring this cue ball back across the table a little bit. He's right-handed, so should be no problem with the leaning over the table, as long as he doesn't leave it too much in the centre. Cue ball has to do a little bit of travelling because the way the 6 ball is and the 7 ball, he's kind of going up and down the table on this run out, but the 8 is quite near the corner pocket, which is helpful.
It is, and Roman just had a look at the angle he wants to take for this 5, and it's looking like he wants to be able to play in and out of the off the long rail, and he's just crept into an angle there. He might have to give this a little bit of stick.
Yeah, I think he might just be able to draw it back to the centre, to the kind of in between where the middle pockets are. I'm not sure he needs to go too crazy, but I could be wrong. Maybe he can just draw it back, take a little bit more angle on the 6.
Oh yeah, he could.
Yeah, plenty. Nice angle here now to come up where his hand was just a moment ago on the top left long rail. Taking these nice.
Yeah, and with alternate break, taking a 4-0 or 4-0 lead so early or quickly in this match, it might just be a few alarm bells ringing for Carl. This is a race to 9.
Of course, any kind of lead is helpful. With alternate break makes it extremely difficult. You're then hoping for mistakes from your opponent's break. Takes the destiny out of your own hands a little bit. Ooh, testing the pockets there, making sure they're working.
Yep.
They pass on all cylinders, so he's now in good position here. Just probably go 2 rails maybe, or 1, depending on his comfort level. Yeah, he's gone for the 2 rails.
This will be a 4-0. Yeah, it was, and this will be a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, and he needs it as well because Dennis has gone 4-1 up on the 8 ball. So he's doing his best to keep it even, Steven. It could all, obviously it's very early in both games, but it could all come down to that third 10 ball match between Peter Urban and Mark Maggi. Still locked at 2-1. That's on live stream table 2. Obviously you're with us on table 1. Both streams are free. We have commentators on all matches, trying to give you the best experience as much as possible. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Any predictions on any matches or any players or any questions, we'll be happy to try and help where possible. Yeah, you miss it again.
Yeah.
The white ball went straight. It was a bit of an overcut. Sorry, Gethin. Yeah, he didn't catch the break very well there, I don't think.
No, exactly. And the cue ball was running a little bit wild. He might have got away with it. I don't think there's anything obvious for Roman, unless that cut is on, but I can't. exactly tell from this angle. Oh, he was
chance
looking.
to get behind.
He was, Graham, but I think the 3 might have come a little bit to the rescue and just hampered Carl's queuing. But you're right, he was wanting to bring that down behind the 7-9.
Yeah, he's still got the same kind of shot, potentially. Bit of body in that one, mind he was up quick. How's your look? He's left the tester. It's potable for sure in the top left corner, and he can draw this back off the long rail and back over. 3-ball needs a bit of care. He does have a combo on, which is not a bad combo because it looks pretty straight if he can get good on the 2.
Yeah, I think he was listening to you, Graham, because he's just come over for another check on that 3.
Yeah, I think it just depends how he lands on the 2-ball. If he's got to put the 1 first, but if he gets the cue ball even in a similar place to where the 1-ball is now from 1 rail, centre of the table will give him quite a nice angle to go across the table. My only concern is where the 4-ball is getting, because I like the combo because of that. But let's see. You've got to put the 1 first, as we said, and it was a tough shot. I wonder if he could be in trouble behind the 5 here with a kind of a semi-bank. Just go 1 rail and lock him up behind that 5-ball.
Yep, he did exactly as you said, Graham.
Yeah, it's not the most easy, not the most tricky of kicks. He's really going to try to hit the... Yeah, I mean, he's got 2 options here. If he hits the 1-ball on the top side, the cue ball will come back up to the top left-hand side of the table as we look at it now. Separate the balls, good things can happen. He could also go on the other side and go down the table, yeah, just like that. It's a chance for Carl. Yes, it's not ideal, but there's a little bit of a chance here where the 2-ball is with the 3. Tough one.
Well, we've seen that this young gentleman is very capable of potting balls in this position. But this one is probably one of the more trickier ones, just by nature of where the cue ball's going and where the 2 is, so I think you're right, Graham.
I wonder if he might refuse this. I don't know how he feels. It looks like it's more than potable, mind. Just a slow little sneak in. He's gone for power. Jumped up again. Oh, wow. How's he look?
Yeah. Oh.
Not so good.
Yeah. A little grimace.
You know, just seeing that 6-ball is a bit of a problem. I don't know if he can get the bottom of it, the 2-ball from where it is. Yeah, he could. It's a pretty good hit. Good judge. Best he could have done from there, I think.
I think it is, and it will force Roman to have to play a good safety here.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll play one of the kind of a drag stun shot and try and get behind that 4-ball. He could still play one of the an edge on the 2 and try to bring it down, but he could put him in a lot of trouble. If he just drags it over by the 4. Tough shot, but probably worth it given where the 7 and 8 is. He's tried it.
He has. Wasn't far from making the 2 either.
Yeah, there's always a risk of that, I think. He has left a shot on here. I'm not sure if he's going to go into the 8-ball from this angle. It's hard to tell based on the pace that he plays it. Yeah. He's jumping up a little bit. Maybe that's just nerves. When he's queuing, he seems to be jumping up very quickly. Maybe that's his style. I'm like you, I haven't seen him play so much, so maybe, I don't know, but feels like he's a little bit still edgy until he gets that rack on the board, potentially.
Yeah, I can't imagine jumping up straight after the shot is too good for you, but I have seen players do stranger things, such as Roman missing the 2-ball.
Yeah, but he played that in such a way, I think he tried to catch the thinnest of edges, just to push it a little bit further up the rail. He was trying to do something like that, but oh, it was risky. But yeah, you're right, still ball in hand. Just screw over for the... Needs to be careful. Doesn't want to be straight. It's not a bad angle at all, that. Lovely shot.
No, not at all, and it looks like his missed attempt that opened up the 7 from that pack might come back to reward him.
Yeah, he's got to really has to take these ones out, and judging by where the balls are, 6, 7 and 8 and 9, all pretty close proximity, I would like to think. This shot here is the key one. Left a little bit thin. Shake of the head, yeah. Not sure if he really looked at the 6, but he's got to drag this in dead weight. I'm surprised to play it that way.
Yeah, me too. He really needed to have got closer to that 6 and or straighter. Now he's left himself a tricky one, but the cue ball should float up above the 9.
He's really struggling here. He's not playing to probably how I think he can play. He's shaking his arms out. He feels a bit edgy, I think, and it's tough watching it because I know he's maybe saying he's cold. He was shaking in there, but it was a little bit self-inflicted again. I think he tried to check that 6 ball in, to be honest, but with the slide on these tables, oh, that's a great shot. Might have left an edge though.
I think he might have left an edge, Graham.
Yeah, you can split the balls here, Gethin. Just play the cue ball on the right side of the rail and try and put the 7 in front of the black. He's overheaded. Maybe.
Has he left the bank? Or the cut? That's a cut. No.
It's a pretty good shot. I'm not sure if he's got one real kick. Don't think so.
I was wondering if he left the gap.
Yeah, 2 real kick from behind is probably more sensible. That's a brilliant shot.
That's a lovely shot. The kick and stick, but how far did that 7 ball roll? It might have just leaked too far. I'm not reading anything from Roman here.
That's a pretty good shot from there though. I think Carl's been a bit unlucky there to leave an edge. Well, an excellent shot return from Roman there. Just those thin edges are so tricky. And he's now left with a very, very tricky shot. This is tough.
Not only was it thin, he had to hit it soft enough that he didn't push the 7 over the corner pocket, and in doing so and getting the cue ball on the cushion, he could have just turned the momentum a little bit.
Yeah, not sure what he's trying. Going for the bank. Bank with an element of safety in his mind. He's pointing where he wants it. He wasn't far off, so pretty good shot. Clever.
Well, from this camera angle, he certainly won't be banking the 7 in this pocket directly. So the cut down the cushion. Oh,
great shot. Needs a bounce though. I think he's got it.
No. Oh.
Needs another good shot here. This is awkward because he doesn't really have an ideal safety shot here. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he went for the pot here. This is a tricky one. He could play off the cushion and maybe hit the 8-ball thin, but he might go for this. Oh, he could hit it. My apologies. He's played a pretty good shot then. He's left an edge, potentially. No, he hasn't. He's hooked him. What a great shot that is. Nice touch by Roman.
That's a fantastic shot. I actually didn't see that shot available, even if he could see it. He's done so well to keep the 9-ball in between them two. Oh, just adds a little bit to the pressure on Carl.
He's going to try and make this. Scratched. Oh, we just caught. Oh, wow. How's your luck?
Oh,
not so good.
Oh. Yeah, he avoided the scratch. But sadly, the 9 didn't come to the rescue. And Roman, to go 5-0 up here, will be feeling a little bit more relaxed, I reckon.
Yeah, some good safety shots. Roman showing his experience on some of those little touchy shots. Not pushing the boat out too much and playing some pretty tight stuff. Carl a little bit slouched in his chair. He's going to be feeling the pressure now. Obviously 5-0. I think, is it Roman's break now? I can't remember. It's been quite a bit of safety play in this one. I'm not sure who won the lag.
No,
it looks like... So it looks like Roman.
Yeah, exactly. I was just having a little look how the other teams, the other matches for the Czech Republic and Estonia were coming on, and it looks like Dennis is still up 5-3, and Peter Urban has taken a 3-2 lead over Mark Maggi. So as it looks right now, the Czechs have it. However, I think you were right, it's going to come down to Peter and Maggi Mark if Carl can't turn this around. And Roman has an opportunity and his break while he cleans the cue ball to try and keep turning the screw on Carl. And I think in the last rack, Graham, he came unfortunate once or twice, and I'm not too sure if he really has recovered from them, or rather, yeah, I think he needs to have a nice break and run, or a good solid finish just to know it can be done, and then give him something to work on and get his teeth into.
Yeah, I just think he needs to win a rack. At the minute, he's a little bit all over the place in terms of running balls and position, so I think he's just very still unsettled. And until he can actually run something or win something, he's giving him back, because it wasn't a legal break, didn't make the points. So he's decided to put Roman back in, and now Roman can have a choice of playing the push out or playing from there, but I think he's definitely going to find the push out, probably somewhere near the corner pocket. Yeah. Either side would work. Would be the same kind of shot that he would leave, probably a splitting shot on the one.
Well, from what we've seen of Carl so far, I certainly know he's capable of cutting this down the cushion. However, I'm not too sure this is the right time to do that.
No, I think he'd be going either give it back. That's a bit risky, because I think Roman's got quite a lot of experience in these kind of situations. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays it maybe straight in the face, trying to get it up past the 5 and use the 9 and the 6 maybe as cover. That's what he was trying. Has he fluked it in the middle? No, but he's fluked the safety. That's not what he played, and he will take it.
You will indeed. Now, the one cushion escape is certainly on, was just wondering if there was any value of jumping. I'm trying to go for that one in the middle pocket, and looks like we're going to see Carl with his jump stick out.
Yeah, where the 2-ball is, it could be a helping hand if he hits it. Oh wow, doesn't even need the 2. Just get down and knock it in. Why not? What a shot that is.
That was highlight reel stuff, absolutely.
Yeah, so I think this is a great chance for him. That'll do him the world of good. If he can just hold his nerve and get on this 3-ball.
There may be an element, Graham, of Carl thinking, right, well, I find myself at 5-0 down. Let's open these shoulders up and see what can happen. And he seems to be... playing a little bit easier.
Yeah, just maybe try not to think there's too much about it in this situation. Try and let his arm go just a little bit. He's got to judge the pace here, though. He wants to be careful. Doesn't want to be on top of the 7. Yeah, I think that's why he's probably played a little bit short, a little bit softer. So nicely done. 8 balls a little bit needs a bit of care because it's on the rail. Wants to leave a nice angle. He's going to draw this up the rail. Probably go 1 rail. He might choose not to use a rail, but I think he will. Just drag this all the way up table.
Very good.
That's what he needed.
Absolutely, Graham.
Nice run out. That jump shot was spectacular from the angle that it was, so that'll hopefully give him a bit of confidence. Maybe settle him down a little bit. He's of course still 5-1 down, which is putting the pressure on. But he had to stop the rot to try and make something change.
Yeah, and as it's alternate break, he did that on Roman's break, and he could use this to take advantage and bring the deficit down even further.
Yeah, and David Zalman is on the comeback against Dennis. It's now 6-4, so a little bit of pool left in that one. Maybe it'd be nice. Oh, that's a better break. He's going to get a shot on the 2-ball as well. 3's disappeared. Well, I'd take that break for life. I would take that for life, Gethin, all day.
Absolutely. And
what a break that is.
His control of the cue ball really helped as well. So is this going to be in and out of the short rail? And if so, how's he for pace?
Yeah, I think you'll have to. Can't hold anything, so this is about, yeah, just control. Just try and get it back to the middle of the table. Give himself some options. Yeah, he's shaking his head a little bit. It looks okay. Just, it's all about pace control, this. Yeah, it looked a little bit short when he left his cue, I thought, but I thought it might have got there. Nice angle though, really. 2 rails. Come back the other side of the table. Yeah, wasn't too bad the way it landed.
No, very nice. Able to let his stroke out a little bit.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, nice little break and run from a jump shot and a run out. I would say just what the doctor ordered here for Carl, just to get a little bit more confidence. It'd be great to see him feel a bit more confident, so we can see him play in his normal kind of standard, because obviously the first racks he was a little bit settling in. It's understandable. A bit more pressure playing for your team as well, Gethin, maybe, you know, it's not just on your own, you're feeling it for your teammates and countrymen.
Yeah, more shoulders on your shoulders, and possibly a few friends and family watching that you might be aware of. The TV table can do strange things, but that was a real good sign that whatever jitters may have been getting in the way before, he seems to be getting over them. But the longer pots he played earlier, Graham, and the fact that he even chose to take them on, I think all signs are good. He's clearly got the game in there. Now, will Roman give him enough opportunities to come back into this? Or has he got something to say about it? 5-2 is pretty formidable deficit, but as we know, in this game, anything can happen, so Roman to break.
Yeah, I'll be looking to return the favour here. Try and get a good break.
I think he'll take that.
Yeah, just 3-4 straight away stands out for me. Just the way that the position is. He's pretty straight on this too, Gethin, so he might have to play a long 3. He could kind of roll through just past the 9 and then leave kind of a 2-rail 3 ball to come back up table, but that's flirting with danger in the side pocket. Yeah, let's see. Maybe from the main table angle we can see what the 3 ball looks like in terms of position to the 4. Yeah, nicely done. Yeah, this is a good view. You'll see the 3, it's a little bit flirting with that side pocket. Doing a bit of table maintenance. Yeah, I'm not sure. This is going to be a bit of a shot, this one, because he's going to have to cue it very, very well to avoid that centre pocket. He's going for it.
Full-blooded.
Oh, no problem. There's a cue ball.
Oh, that is unfortunate, Graham. And, you know, I felt he had to come around that side of the 4, because if he stayed over this side and came high, he was always going to have the 6 ball in the way. And what a shot to get that much action on it.
Yeah, I bet he's thinking, I bet I couldn't do that again. Because he focused that much on getting a good contact and good stroke on the ball, which you have to in those shots. That, yeah, just got away from him. So he needs to thread the needle a little bit here, find a nice gap. Oh, he's played that very well. Lovely angle here.
Really. And these are good signs for Team Estonia.
Yeah, you can probably come inside the 9 maybe. Yeah, I like that. Pace is good as well, so he's left an angle. I'm not sure the 7 ball goes in. Well, it doesn't look like it goes in the left pocket past the black, so he needs a bit of care on this. Not sure if he can run 2 rails, so he might have to play for the side. Is he going to try the 2 rails? Let's see. He jumped up again there, quick.
Yeah, he's not doing it on every shot, which makes me think it might not be his normal thing. However, he's done it on shots he's made and shots he hasn't made, so he'll keep us guessing.
Yeah, it seems to be more when he's on the rail. Close to the cushion. That's a good shot though. He needs to get off the cushion.
Very good shot to come around 3 rails.
Yeah, and he's landed pretty straight, but the 9 ball's a little bit to the left of the table, I think, so he could. Looks like he can squeeze this to the side rail where his hand is. Come off 1 rail. Oh, he had plenty of room. Nicely done.
Well, I'm liking what I'm seeing here, Graham. And from a 5-0 deficit, Carl finds himself back in at 5-3. And I believe it's now Roman's break.
I know it's Carl's break. Roman's taking a little time out. just to compose himself because he realises the moment. Yeah, he had the break there. He had a chance on the 2, if you remember, and he scratched on that 3 ball that he played across the side.
Correct.
And now he knows that Carl has got a little bit of momentum. He's had a bit of a shift. So now it's probably a good time actually for him to take a time out and let Carl just sit there for a minute. A little bit of clapping in the background it was there, and I think that was due to another match going on the other side. David Zalman is now 6-5 versus Dennis, so closing that down. Peter Urban 4-2 up against Mark Maggi. So things are getting tense.
It appears that the matches could go either way. So we could be on a knife edge coming towards the end of this race to 9. And you can just clock Carl looking around at his teammates there, just having a quick look what's going on. I think he might be encouraged with his performance now.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on what's going on, I think. Sounds like there's some Estonian fans in the crowd, and I think you mentioned it, Gethin. Maybe it could be friends and family. I wouldn't be surprised. Supporting the local team, always nice to come and watch if it's convenient. Nice when it's on your hometown.
Yeah, absolutely. Team event, hometown, Friday night. Who knows? But I can tell you now, Carl's going to be sitting there having a little chat with himself, and I think he is believing that there is every chance that he can turn this around, and if he does hold his break, Graham, he'll be 5-4, and only 1 frame in it, raised to 9. I think things could start getting interesting, and we've been privileged to a number of thrillers over the past 7 days. Could we be given just one more before day 7 closes? This will be interesting.
Yeah, well, that's the excitement of this game. I was just commentating on a match just previously. Dennis Graber and Sanjin Filanovic in the 8-ball match, and Sanjin was 7-4, I think, up. Thinking it was looking very comfortable. Obviously alternate break quite hard to come back from that, and all of a sudden he missed 2 or 3 chances to win the match from nowhere. Went to 7-6, and then he had a black ball to win the game and kind of missed that as well. Crazy scenes, and it went 7-7, and then he had a break from the gods and he ran out to win 8-7. Very relieved he was, but he did have 3 chances to win that match, and Dennis fought back. So it just goes to show anything is possible in this format.
Well, and for our viewers at home, if you did enjoy that brief synopsis and you want to see that in full rich colour, all of the matches that are being televised here will be available on the Pro Billiards TV YouTube channel. We have 2 streams coming for you at a time, and please like, subscribe and share if you're enjoying the stream, and it really does help with us being able to keep bringing these productions to you with hopefully the best quality commentating. And it appears Roman is back, and Carl will want to keep this momentum going, I'm sure, Graham.
Yeah, big break coming here. You might be feeling a lot better, I think. 5-3. Maybe feeling even better if he can get a ball here, and he's lost a cue ball a bit, but he's got a fortunate 1 in the side, made the points, and when he's going to land on the 2, and look at the 3 as well. So what a turn up. Wasn't the best hit, but it's turned out like a bunch of flowers, and a great chance to go 5-4 here.
Yep, and you've got to think it's probably the 3-4 that's going to be the key point of his run.
Yeah, but if you look at the table, Gethin, a lot of the balls, or most of them, are to the left side of the table. If you were to draw a line down the middle of the table, so he's got a lot of space down this right side to play with topspin. No traffic in his way. He's played this pretty okay as well, so 5-6 is probably going to be the shot. just because of where it's situated. 8 ball's a little bit of a, not a blocker, but something in your mind. Might make it a bit more different on how you tackle the 6. Yeah, might opt to come down for the centre pocket here.
That appears to be what he's looking at. He has finished quite straight.
It's pretty good. Very good.
Absolutely. This is a good opportunity here.
Yeah, and that clapping in the background will maybe spur him on or put extra pressure on. Oh goodness, yeah. It's interesting, they were clapping for something. Could be one of the other games. The score hasn't changed though. Peter Urban and Mark Maggi on the 10 ball has been 4-2 for quite some time, so they must be on a bit of a safety battle, and that's on stream table too, so you could always go back and watch that one. But we're here with Roman. He's got to put a stroke on this 6 and draw it all the way back down the table, at least halfway down.
Big shot to snuff out the momentum from Carl.
Oh, it's cute, it's lovely. Like a dream.
That was a pretty shot.
2 reels for the 8 in the side, and he'd be relieved to get another frame on the, another rack on the board, sorry, just to stop Carl in his tracks. Has he overran this a little bit? Yes, you know.
He was willing that cue ball to stop.
Yeah, a little bit careless. He could have even been low on that 8 and been much better, but the fact that he's gone a bit high, he might have to go 3 rails. I don't think he'll play on the low side of the 8. He's going to maybe draw this 2 reels and back out. Makes the 9 tricky, I guess, and this is a bit more of a tester than he wanted for sure. Pressure on this.
He did well though.
Come on, baby.
Excellent. What a great 9 ball. Carl be
Yeah.
a little bit annoyed there. I think the clapping was for Dennis, because Dennis has got on the hill. That's what it must have been. The fans in the crowd, the local fans giving all the support to the Estonian team, trying to put as much pressure on the Czech Republic team, and rightly so. That's the right way to do
Exactly.
it. It's the 4th man, 3-man team, but well, there's obviously other players. I think they've got a 5-man team in total is the maximum, and they can choose who they want to put in, which match, which game. It's entirely up to the captain. It's one thing I'm not sure if there is a captain. Possibly they might have just designated one of the guys to be the spokesperson, but yeah, he's just checking the rack.
Well, I'm sure Carl will be disappointed. However, he has definitely put some life into his campaign, and if Roman doesn't have a good break, I'm sure we'll see Carl. Where's the cue ball going? And as I was saying, Graham, I am sure Carl will be up out of his chair to take this on. However, it got even better. He's got the cue ball in his hand.
Yeah, it's always a bonus, especially the fact that 3 balls have disappeared, or 2 balls have disappeared, sorry, so a little bit less work to do. He's still got a shot to play here to get him up the table. Maybe play this thing, come inside the black and 7 ball. Just round the middle pocket maybe.
Yeah, that's tight. I like that. He didn't try to do too much.
No, because he's got a pretty good angle here. He doesn't need to go crazy. You might want to screw this off 2 reels just because of comfort levels on the stroke. Needs to go a little bit though. a little bit short. He's going to have to go behind the 7. A bit longer distance than he hoped for, but looks a bit natural.
Yeah, it does. And the 7, 8, 9 are all in a nice little area together down there.
Yeah, just the cushion needs to get a bounce.
Nice shot.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, and he's got a nice 1 rail straight up for the 8 ball, so a bit of it unfortunate there for Roman. It was a good break. Balls were quite nicely situated, but Carl will happily take the present of the ball in hand and get this back to 6-4. The pressure is still on both players. Poised nicely, this one.
Yep. And I wonder if he's thinking if Dennis's match finishes before his, will the crowd be coming to him? Could get a bit noisy on the TV table.
Yeah, I think the crowd's paying close attention to all games here. It's becoming quite tense because the Czech Republic are ahead in 2 matches. Roman's obviously ahead in this match, and Peter Urban is ahead in the other match against Mark Maggi, so exciting times. This match is far from over though. There's plenty pool left in this.
Absolutely, and with what we've been finding in both 10 and 8 discipline, the alternate break is really making for some interesting situations in the match. And I like how he's broke there. Maybe he's a little straight to get for this 2.
Yeah, we'll have to have a look from the other angle.
Yeah, he did look quite straight, Graham.
Yeah, actually if he's straight he could put a bit of a deep stroke with bottom left on this. 3 ball comes into play a little bit. Maybe he can drag this with a lot of bottom. Yeah, it looks like you can. Lots of bottom left. Kind of draw into just where this cue is now and then drift all the way down the bottom of the table. Oh, he's trying to punch it, so he had a little bit of angle. Is he going to get there?
Ooh.
Yes, you know. What a great shot that is.
Oh. Good demonstration of his cue power there, and this is a really nice position. He finds himself on the 2 here, just threading it between the 4, 9, and wants to make sure he's in a good spot for the 4.
Yeah, because the 5 to 6 is the key shot here. I don't know if it goes past the 7 in the same pocket that he's put on the red ball. So position's quite important here. Let's see which side he goes. If it doesn't go on the left side, then he wants to leave an angle on this 5. Probably come up the left side of the 9 with a bit of check side. That's what he's tried. If he's perfectly straight, that's not such a bad outcome because he can come off 1 rail. He's looking, so maybe it does go on the left. Not sure.
He looks just off straight, and if he was to put a deep screw on it, he may even come in between the brown and green.
Oh, it does go. That's a great camera angle. Look at that. So the 6 does go past. We've got there. It's ball in hand.
Oh, I do like an overhead, and that just shows how good that shot was.
And all of a sudden, Carl's getting a little bit of momentum here, which is nice to see. Roman's been a little bit frozen out. Yes, he picked up the pieces in a previous rack, but feels like it's all been Carl at the moment, with chances coming his way. Back to Roman's break.
Well, after trailing 5 to 0, Carl will be loving sitting at 6-5 now. Roman maybe not so much, but he still has a little advantage in the sense of a 1-frame lead, and he has the break. But these are great signs for Carl and for Team Estonia, looking to get through to the last 16.
Yeah, and just on that, Gethin Dennis has just won his match 8-5. So that's 1 point for Estonia on the board, which will give Carl a little bit of encouragement. But between him and Mark Maggi, someone's going to have to win if they want to progress, because Mark Maggi is 5-3 down. So it's going to be between them two to get that point for Estonia.
And I'm sure that scoreline has filtered through to these guys. They'll know.
Yeah, definitely. They'll have looked over and seen that the match is finished. And I guess judging by the crowd celebrating, I'm almost certain they would have been celebrating for Estonia. It's a bit of a giveaway. But yeah, he's got a 1-9 combo here. Maybe he just plays a bump into the ball next to the one. Yeah, nice shot.
Oh, very nice.
Pretty straight on this.
If he is, would he want to screw it between the 4-6 and just take a longer shot on it?
Yeah, absolutely. Good call, especially where the 3 ball is. That's not too bad. Can go forward as well.
I think he is.
So close.
Wow. Graham. Carl is at the table looking at bringing this match back to 6 apiece, and if you'd have asked me this 15 minutes ago, I probably would have laughed and questioned your Mystic Meg skills, but this is looking really good for Carl and promising for the team. And as you mentioned, Roman had been sat down for a while, and he's back in his chair.
Yeah, I was at 5-0. I wasn't really expecting a comeback, to be completely honest. But the tables have evolved ever so slightly, bit by bit. Now I have to say, I do feel the momentum is a little bit more with Carl. Roman's break's not working as much. The scratch is coming. He's left this a little bit awkward though, the angle. Wonder if he has to go maybe 3 rails around the table, up, down, and I'm not sure if he can hold this. He's tried. Yeah, that's why he's missed it. He jumped up again there. Incredible. He's left a chance for Roman here. Huge chance this, especially in the context of the team match, given that Dennis has won and they're both losing on the other matches, so chance for Roman here. Oh, nice angle. Well judged. Lovely angle to come down for the 6 ball here. He's got a choice. He can either leave it a bit thinner, or he can try to chase the cue ball to the bottom rail. I think probably playing it a little bit thin and leaving just a thinner cut on the 6 ball is probably a good shot.
You mentioned earlier about Roman's experience playing a role and a part in him getting to that 5-0 lead. He's going to need to call upon every ounce of his experience now.
Yeah, exactly. Especially as if he does look on his teammate Peter Urban, 6-3 up on Mark Maggi on table 2 there, so you can keep a close eye on that as well. And there is a scoreboard in the arena on a big LED screen. Not sure exactly where they need to stand to see it, but I'm pretty sure you can probably see the scores as well themselves. So 7-5. I'm sure, where Roman is sitting, he'll be looking straight over at table 2 to keep an eye on Peter. See if he can get on that hill.
Yeah. Would expect to see even a little fist of encouragement to egg him on a bit. Carl finds himself 7-5 behind, race to 9. He'll be keen to not let Carl get to the hill And he has the opportunity, and it begins with his break. Oh,
Well, he got a
he's
few
unfortunate
balls.
there.
Another 3-ball break. This is an interesting situation here, Gethin, because the normal safety here would be maybe play thin off the 2 and the referee's just checking if it was touching ball. I'm not sure if he can play thin off the 2. No, I was going to say thin off the 2 and come off the long rail off the other for the far right side and come back across the table to get cover, but where the 2 ball is, this is tricky. Can he come down back towards the 9 with some right hand spin?
He's gonna. He might snip the 9. Very well played.
Yeah, he's left a shot here though. Big 2 ball, 4-9 combo. Get yourself on the hill. Why not roll it? Do it in style. It's the only shot that's on, unless he wants to play safe. He does have a chance of this 2 ball with a chance to play a 4-9 combo.
Well, the 4 isn't going to really go anywhere else too easily, unless he was to come down to where he is now. Well, Graham, I'm not too sure if Roman can hear you. And let's see if he's got the same sentiments as you. I think you might be right.
Yeah, I wonder if he can just try it. Yeah, I was just about to say, because he could get his cue just at the bottom of the cue ball, he did have an option for this to come all the way back across. What a great shot that was, though, by the way. 5-6. Fantastic 2 ball.
Yeah, into that long rail with all that side spin, and he's come all the way back up towards the 9. Brilliant. Looked a little jabby. But the cue ball is held.
Yeah, I think he can just pot this and miss the 9. Maybe come 2 rails. Possibly 1, but I think he's okay. With the 9 ball being so close to the pocket, it's all about this shot, really. Because if you can get nice on the 6. Oh, Roman. What a reprieve. Big surprise there. That was a big moment to get on the hill in the context of this match.
Absolutely. And Carl maybe not expecting to be back. He's going to have to keep his composure here because there's a bit of movement for the white ball to take.
Yeah, he might go 3 rails here. Oh, he's going to go bottom side. I like the 3 rail shot myself, but he's going to try to come back to the centre of the table maybe. Take a bit of a longer 6 ball. Not a bad option. Stun this over for the 8 ball in the same pocket. And he's back to 1 behind again.
Yep, he avoided the 8. Come round 2 rails, and that is very promising. Ooh,
yeah.
Graham.
After such a great shot by Roman, he'd be very disappointed there because he'd done the hard work for the chance. Crowd getting behind Carl here, trying to egg him on. Pressure's building on this match, that's for sure. I'm looking for the other table. That Peter's at the table, so it looks like he's going maybe onto the 10 ball very shortly. So that could be either him on the hill or maybe a victory. Let's see if the crowd do a celebration here.
I think Carl has just taken his break as we take a look at this beautiful starlit Kalivi Hall in the basketball arena, I believe our colleague Mark told me, and the tables are looking fantastic. 28 tables they have in there. Predator Arc, the new Predator Arc table, and I really like the look of them. I love the black trim.
Yeah, so judging by getting the balls out, I think Peter's on the hill.
Yeah, I think you're right. Just going over to update the score now. So, do we still have some twists and turns? It really feels like Carl is pushing the button for that. And if he does, he could lead Team Estonia through to the last 16. I think Roman might have something to say about that. But this is Carl's break.
Yeah, it's getting tense now. And Roman's sitting there just comfortably, well, I say comfortably, uncomfortably or comfortable in front, watching his teammate over there, who is on the hill, who's just potted a ball in the side, I could see, with my commentator's eye. Not sure if he has a shot on.
I could see the 9-ball moving a little bit there.
Yeah, but for all those who are watching us sticking with us on table 1, much appreciated. Little suggestion for you: why don't you get 2 screens open and try and watch 2 matches at the same time? It's getting tense, really tense indeed, but that match is coming to a climax and we still have a few games left in this one. I've no doubt the crowd will tell us what happens either way.
And I was just having a little look at the other matches going on. We had the Turkish Cypriots team against Finland, Iceland against Ukraine, Switzerland against France, Serbia against Norway, Cyprus against Croatia, Italy against Azerbaijan, and Slovakia against Sweden. All of them teams looking for a place in the last 16, which starts on Saturday, tomorrow. Well, Carl's using his break effectively.
Yeah, it's a good time for him to regroup, because Roman did the same, if you remember, when he was 5-3 in front, just to stop the rot a little bit. But he's grabbing his cue, so that tells me Carl's probably wandered back into the arena, or maybe not. I'm sure he'll be there shortly. Gives us a good moment to keep one eye on that far table. Great view for us.
Absolutely. And Carl's teammate is still sat in his chair there. Ooh. He made the jump shot over there. So, here we go. Roman looking to take it to the hill. Carl looking to bring this back to 7 apiece. Roman to break, taking a little bit of care. And this is the business end of this match, ladies and gentlemen. Race to 9. This could prove to be one of Roman's biggest breaks.
Yeah, and he's had an illegal break already. So he's had a few loose breaks, I would say, not getting the points required, and also, yeah, he's put what a break there. This could be a legal break again. Oh no, he's put 2 balls, yes, and 1 went above the line. Yeah, so that was a good job. He putted the second one.
But absolutely, because nothing else looked like it was going up that end of the table, Graham.
Yeah, that's going to be the danger sometimes. He did give them a lot more power. He does have some problems to deal with here. Just checking what goes and what doesn't go.
Yeah, he's just taking a second look there. There's a row of 5, 7 and 9 in the middle, and the 8 is blocking the 5 into this corner, as you can see from that great camera angle. First, the 2 to the 3. A little bump.
Yeah, that's no good.
No.
Yeah, could be a safety shot after this. If the 5 doesn't go anywhere in the bottom right, then he's having a look again, but I'm sure he already knows it doesn't go. So he's going to probably punch this off 2 rails, try and get somewhere nice where he can find a good hiding spot for the cue ball, maybe. Let's see where he leaves it. If you can get, yeah.
I was thinking maybe he could think about using the 7 and the 9. However,
I can't believe he's went all that way, to be honest. I think he didn't need to come that far down the table, flirting with danger, and all of a sudden ball in hand changes everything here, because now he can put it obviously exactly where he wants. If the 7 doesn't go in any pocket, he could play a little bump here somewhere.
yeah, I'm a bit nervous about that. For instance, if he was to play the 5 into the right centre to run into the 7, there's always a chance that that 9 might hang around. And it won't be the 7 he's playing for next, it would be the 6. So if that 9 decides to stay in between, he could be in a little bit of self-inflicted bother. I'm sure he's way ahead of us.
Yeah, I think the 7 goes in the side, so he's thinking maybe just stop it there and then drop this in and play the 7 in the side, because the 8 is waiting. Looks like he's got a little bit more angle on this 6 than can be a little bit deceiving sometimes on the camera for holding for position. Maybe he's okay, just drag this in for the 7 in the side. He's playing off 2 reels just to be safe.
Ooh.
That's for the referee to watch this. Having ball in hand there, that's, I have to say, a little bit careless, but he's okay. The referee's there, but I don't expect him to make a foul here. I'm more concerned.
Where's the 9 going to go?
Yeah, it's going towards the 8, Geth, so he needs to be very delicate here.
Oh, would you want this at 7-6 down?
Oh, is it going to go?
Well, is it going? Is it going?
Wow, crazy. Oh, that's great. That's great to see. Just puts extra pressure on Carl for sure as well.
Oh, it doesn't get much to get us. It takes quite a bit to get us standing up in the commentating booth, but that one got me up. Oh, and he's moved the 9 a bit.
What more pressure?
Oh, the shrug of the shoulders from Carl. This to go 7 apiece, and it would be a quick fire race to 2. And to keep Team Estonia in contention, Carl Nadburg has brought it back from 5-0 with heart, blood and sweat. He's back to 7-7 and a little wry smile at his fans and friends. I'm really enjoying this, Graham. We have been treated all day. I can't think of one match that hasn't been exciting today. This is brilliant.
Yeah, there's been lots of drama today for sure. And I think it will only continue as the days go on. More pressure, more things at stake. And yeah, this is becoming a really, really important match now, especially with Peter on the hill looking to maybe get over the line against Mark Maggi. All the pressure will come on this match, and talk about matches being poised 1-1, and then this would be 7-7 race to 9. So this is a huge break. I mean, imagine Carl gets on the hill here from his own break. Would be incredible.
Well, I have no fingernails left. Oh, is he going to see the 1? I think he is.
He definitely is. And it's not a bad position, because look, if you look where the 3 ball is, he would love to put a bit of a stroke on this just to let his arm go.
Yeah.
And he can draw this and come off a few reels. Probably 3 reels.
Yeah, 2, 3 or 4.
It's a big shot this. 4 ball is back up the table, so if you can get the cue ball somewhere down table, give him a chance on this 3 ball. Big shot this. Lots of pressure. Stay down on the shot. There's a cue ball going.
Oh.
Roman can't believe it, I bet you. Apologies. Yeah, I was just going to say thanks, cameraman, just to show us how he's feeling. Oh, he's wounded.
He's spitting feathers, and you talked about an angle on the 3. I don't think he could have asked for anything better.
just drop this in, I think. He's played this very well. I tell you what, Gethin, if he can run these balls out, this crowd's going to go absolutely crazy.
I can't promise you that I won't.
There's a couple of things going through my mind at the moment. Obviously, deep down, yeah, he would love for the team to already be 1-0 up, and maybe his teammate to win on the other side, so it takes the pressure off. But the fact of the matter is going to come, I think, it's going to be a hell of an ask for Mark Maggi to come back in the other match. So it's all going to be on this young man for Estonia, and equally for Roman. He's obviously more experienced, but what a moment for this young lad here.
Yeah, I just saw him look over at the referee and ask for his extension. I think he feels that this is where he needs to just be that little bit extra careful. And I do like to see it. He's taking deep breaths. He's not rushing. Maybe something we may have seen a little bit earlier from him in this game. But he's worked his way back in, and he's not given up yet.
No, and that other match is finished. It was won by the Czech Republic. That's why it was very silent. There wasn't much shouting going on in the arena, so it's 1-1. So that puts even more pressure now on this young man, and I tell you what, he's going to be getting on the hill in 2 balls time, and this crowd's going to go crazy. I can tell you that.
And this is really good for Estonia and Tallinn. Tallinn is the European capital of sport for this year, so...
A little look up.
Yeah.
Roman's break is now critical.
His teammate remained in his chair to watch there as well.
Yeah, didn't want to move there, putting his cues away. That's nice. He was sitting there still until Carl finished his few balls. I'm sure Dennis will be in the front row somewhere behind on the right hand side, willing him on.
I'm very sure. And you mentioned earlier on in the last rack that you felt Roman's breaks were running away from him. This is his last chance to do something about it. And he needs to.
I think Roman's a little bit shell-shocked. I don't really think he can understand what's happened here from being 5-0 up. Oh, what a break. Where's the cue ball going though? This is turning from back to reverse. Oh, and look at these balls disappearing. He can't believe what's happened. Neither can we, to be honest. 5-0 up, everything cruising. All of a sudden the wheels have just came off. And out of nowhere, Carl has started to play some really good pool. He's had a little bit of form here and there, but I have to give him credit. He's potted the pressure balls towards the end here. A few ball in hands, but he's taken advantage. What a moment.
Yeah, and you feel if he can navigate the 3 to the 5, it starts to look a little bit elementary.
Yeah, he's going to hit this extra thin here, try and avoid the 5. Yeah, needs it to run a little bit.
Good.
It's nice.
Yep.
One good shot here. He would love to land ball in hand on this 6 ball Gethin. Just pretty straight would be ideal. To come back for the 7. Oh, he needs to go.
Back and across.
It's a bit short. It's a little bit short. He's going to have to put a little bit of draw on this one, but the only saving grace is if he has a little bit of an off angle on the 7. It's quite nice to come round the 8. So this could work okay. It's all on this shot for me. Oh, he can actually go between the 9. Oh, he's gone into the 9. He's had another bump. Wow, another bit of fortune. Wow, this all going this young man's way. A little look at Roman there. Roman's fuming.
I don't think his draw can drop any lower. And this is a beautiful angle to bring it over for the 9, and Roman looking away in dismay. Oh, Graham.
He's had a lot of bumps and runs go his way a little bit, but what can you say? Wow, what a scene. Oh, I'm very happy for the young man. That was a fantastic match to commentate on, Gethin.
Oh, an absolute beauty, Graham. An absolute